Alright, hopefully it's actually recording my voice this time. I'm pretty sure it is. But yeah, I have another video on here where I kind of showcase this build I have in Minecraft. Hi, it's your boy Voids. Voids Infinite, I think I call the channel now. Um, kind of keeping on brand. This place is called Voidstone Castle, in a reference to Deep Slate that at one point was called Grimstone. I'm using the actions and stuff texture pack because I don't know, I just kind of like it. I like the fact that like the armor has more detail because I don't know, if you're gonna get armor from this game's version of the Inferno, then I guess it should look a little, you know, spiky, at least a little bit. But yeah, this video is really to showcase, well, it's to test out this mic, which is probably not going to be that great anyways, but it's to showcase my pride and joy as well, at least, in the game. Voidstone Castle. Man, did this thing take long to, like, build in terms of just, like, the basic deep slate structure of it. But then, like, detailing it is, I guess it's never really finished. I've never really finished detailing it because I'll change stuff about it. Like, at one point I had to change all of the soul lanterns to regular lanterns, except for ones that are more for, like, um, special aesthetic touch on maybe things that don't really need to have it on them. Um, but most have been converted over to regular lanterns just so that I can avoid any dark spots where something could spawn. Like, this is how much I changed the interior. I'm even considering changing all of my carpeting, which is flammable, to just like um, slabs that are the same color basically, because I don't know, it just seems more, like safer in a way. Um, because they can't catch fire. I mean, they can be destroyed by lava, and if they're thrown into fire, they're destroyed. But like, you know, you put a carpet next to a fire, it's gonna burn. So they have a lot of flammable material. Like this stuff isn't flammable because it's warped, but that stuff is. Anyways, I get so sidetracked so easily with my own train of thought. But yeah, over there are the farms. Really, mostly it's like there's some bees in there, but like mostly it's just like flora. All those different kind of farms you could have. That whether it's flowers, the trees, which are those three towers that I still haven't put like detailing on in terms of like actually putting roofs on them. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get to that, to be honest. This thing, which I kind of question why I built this as though it was supposed to be like a guard tower of sorts, but it just kind of looks weird. I'm not going to explain why because I think you already know why. Um, but I've tried to work with it, but yeah, it does really just look like a. Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. I meant it to look like. For it to look like an actual, like, like sentry tower, similar to what the, um, yeah, similar to what the villagers have, but it just kind of came out a little too, yeah. Oh, I guess it's not too clear with this texture pack, but I am wearing the silence armor trim just because, as you can tell, I live in a very mountainous area. It actually becomes more clear if you look over this way. In the game, I am living in the mountains. I'm absolutely surrounded by them. Well, not surrounded by them, but like that one here. I'm basically on top of like a plateau that's technically a grove because there was a lot of powdered snow, more powdered snow here before. And then big old mountain over here that I always look out to. More mountains out this way. Like the southeast of here is just a big old mountain range, full of ancient cities that I've like explored. There's also like another mountain range, but smaller, but like still kind of substantial enough. Um, over to the northwest, substantially farther though. Than I mean, this goes up pretty far, so I guess it's kind of debatable. Um, but it's actually you actually do have to like travel out to it because this doesn't continue. It's not continuous mountains all the way through. It's like two mountain ranges that are kind of separated from each other. No complete ancient city, but a partial one that I found, which is like I feel like even more dangerous because in order to explore it, you necessarily have to dig into walls, which can set off shriekers, which makes it that much more dangerous. Um, Yay! But um, oh, the larger of the Pill Gardens I ended up finding in my world ended up being right on top of an ancient city. That was fun. Um, the pale oak tree, especially when you make it look more like a willow tree, definitely fits a sort of like the sort of gray aesthetic that my build has. But I also do pay homage to the warped in a lot of ways because it's like it's fireproof and you know I just gave it its own little dedicated spot down there too. Um, yeah, but yeah, I am very proud of this build, even with how blocky I know it is. Considering it is still very blocky, it's very square, but I try to detail it as much as possible to give it a more of a lively look, make it look more interesting. Um, like this could have been more octagonal, sure, but I don't know. I'm not that good a builder. I feel like it would have taken me a lot longer. It may have needed more materials. I'm not sure. Maybe less, maybe more. I don't know. Because I don't know. I kind of went with this because it was easier in a way. Got the mess hall over here. God, that's loud. Um, Whole lot of campfires up there. Yeah. And this sort of, um, how do I say it, supplementary building for lava. Thought it would be good to separate it from the main, uh, the main base, so that I don't light everything on fire. I have more builds over there. Big old bridge that takes you out to what I am calling for now Voidstone Village. It's sort of a collection of buildings where I have, what is it, like a little less than 20 villagers, but that's just because I don't want to break my game with too many entities, but I did want to create a town. It's just that it's, I guess, technically sparsely populated. Still working on that, but I like how it's turned out so far. I added a lot of trees to make it look more lively. Oh, so you can't. Oh, okay. I've been wondering this. So it can spawn mobs. I need to light this bridge up at some point with a metric ton of lanterns. That's good to know. Okay, all right. I had been wondering this for a while. But yeah, it makes sense. I like, of course, they can spawn on that. I just because I'm never crossing that bridge at night, I've never really been able to verify for myself. Not that I haven't been able to, I just haven't done it. But yeah, and of course, oh yeah, let me get to the interior. The interior of what I'm just going to refer to as the throne room, because it does have a throne in it. And yes, I am one of those people who likes to make things look all like. I mean, as you can already tell, I have references to the Warden. This is kind of modeled after a sort of detailing that you find in the ancient cities. I kind of copied it over to Voidstone Castle and used it as a sort of, I guess, would you call this an effigy? Would you call this like a detailing? But like that has a very specific meaning to it. I don't know. And it comes up a lot just because since I live in a very I live surrounded by ancient cities, so and the deep dark. So I thought I'd pay homage to it in the base, considering here it's everywhere. Um, Blue flames. That's why I wanted to use soul lanterns before, but the lack of lighting and the potential for mobs to spawn anywhere where I use a solid full block kind of presented an issue. Also, separate and not exactly related to what I just said, I do love how that detailing ends up making this chair, this throne, look kind of pagan and wicked looking. I really love how this turned out. I just followed a tutorial about how to make it look initially, and then I kind of added my own touches to it. This was more recent. The skulls have been here for quite some time, collected from the ancient cities. These guys too, although I also make these because it's pretty cool that you can just like farm these as long as you have one catalyst. It's crazy. You only need one catalyst and you make infinite of these. And I mean, one catalyst and a really well set up um, mob spawner. I never sit on the throne. At this point, it does. He pretty much always sits there because even with the armor on, I like don't want him to die, but like I don't know. I never understood why, because like you can literally just take him out. I can I can just um, oh, I can literally just um, what's the word? Tame another wolf, and that's it. And I have plenty of scoots. I can just make that new armor. So like what I'm saying is he's replaceable, but like I don't want to. I named him. Why do we get attached to these things? They're so easily replaceable. They're not real. They are AI little programs, and yet we don't want to get rid of them. We don't want to leave home. Why are we like this? Music room back here. This was quite a ordeal to get, as are all the heads that you need with the, you know, charged creepers. But yeah, there is more to the castle. This is just the throne room. As you can probably see from the top, from outside, there's quite a bit on the top. There's a lot of detailing in here. There's more sort of, how do I say it? There's quite a bit of structure below this. I guess that's all I'll say. Um, the lodestone that leads the way. I'm so glad that these are cheaper to make. I have a whole bunch of these now. But yeah, that's Voidstone. This is me, Voids. And that's the video. A bit more in depth than I actually talk in this video as opposed to the last tour. Peace out. And I don't know, ascend. I don't know.